Welcome back. Now, if you're looking for a jubilant holiday celebration this Christmas season, you can't go wrong with the show coming to the Palladium in Carmel on December 4th.
It's a celebration through story and Yuletide songs from a 3-time Grammy Award-winning singer with top 10 success on the pop, country, adult, contemporary, and contemporary Christian chart. She's a rock star. She's also starred on Broadway, and we're talking about, of course, the amazing Debby Boone. We're so excited to talk to you, Debbie. I mean, talk about superstar. You're returning here to Indy with your show, A Debby Boone White Christmas. What can we expect with this show other than your wonderful smiling face, of course?
Well, I always look forward to this time of year because I feel like I have the ability, for a couple of different reasons, to really connect in a very kind of cozy, sentimental way with people during the holidays. A part of that is because I did Rosemary Clooney's White Christmas Party show with her for about 8 years. So it feels like Christmas to me to have all those arrangements and, just to sort of think of the times that I was with Rosemary and even my kids on the stage when we used to do that together. So I'll bring a lot of memories and Christmas music that everybody wants to hear, and some of the music that I do not at Christmas too, just to update people a little.
Wow.
Now, Debbie, some of our viewers were not around in, say, 1977 when a song hit top 40 radio that knocked the Star Wars theme out of the #1 position. It became a massive hit that still holds the record for most weeks at #1, 13 weeks. We're talking about You Light Up My Life. Now, does that song still resonate with you to this day? Does it have a special place in your heart?
It really does. And, there was a while there, maybe 2 years in, where I thought, oh my gosh, for the rest of my life, I'm going to have to be singing the same song over and over and over. But because over the years, so many people have told me what it has meant to them. And I just thought, rather than feel like, I want to sing something else, why not really realize how grateful I should be that I have that kind of connection with people. I mean, people that said it was their song, at their weddings, people that said it was their song that they would sing to their child or their grandchild. And when I start to sing it, I can see people go to a very warm place, a memory, or I see a tear come down a cheek, or people reach over and hold each other's hands. And I realize I'm part of something that is so special to so many people, and I feel it in the room. So I look forward to it now every time.
Debbie, that's so special. I'm a person that loves moments, and I think that's what's so special about your journey is that you have all these moments with these people that you've never even met, and you continue to do them. I mean, you've recorded 12 albums so far in your career. This is the 31st anniversary of your album, Home for Christmas. Is there one that just stands out, or is there a moment with a fan that stands out to you about how deeply people are connected to you in this way?
Well, all those albums have different stories to go along with them. One of my favorite experiences in the studio and performing was doing a tribute to my mother-in-law, Rosemary Clooney. I loved her deeply, and to be able to go into the studio with her musicians that did her recordings for so many years and record this sort of love letter to her, and then to be able to go out and perform in concert and tell people things about Rosemary that people might not know, or her family. Because just for your listeners, I'm married to the son of Rosemary Clooney and the great actor Jose Ferrer. They had 5 kids, and I got the pick of the litter. So,
oh my goodness, talk about a full life!
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. And speaking of full life, you're not just about the music. You also write children's books. You have 6 so far. What is the message you want to send to kids through your books?
Well, I resisted writing a children's book. I was when I first did You Light Up My Life, and I was on the cover of many Good Housekeeping magazines with a new kid in my arms, or 2 new kids in my arms. I got approached by a lot of publishing companies to do a children's book, and I thought, I've never done anything like that. I'm not qualified. And when they asked me, a publishing company called Harvest House asked me to write a children's book, and they heard that my husband was an artist, and what if I wrote a children's book and he did the illustrations? And then it became so intriguing to me that it was like, if you guys want to put up the money for us to take a stab at something we've never done before, I would love to try that. And we ended up doing 5 different books, or did you say 6? I've lost count.
That's how great they've
Right.
been at this point.
Right. I would have lost count too. I would have lost count.
My goodness.
You know, I have 4 kids, and really most of the books, not all of them, most of them, I wrote about conversations that I had with my own kids at bedtime or during the course of a day. And my husband took Polaroids of them in our real lives. And so they're as much a part of those books as anything that I wrote. It's all a part of our real lives, which I think is why people resonated to them. Because if you tell the truth about what's happening in your own life, you're pretty sure that people will go, that's us too. That's what we love to talk about, or my kids worried about that, or love to laugh about this. And it connected me again to people because of their experience with their children. I'm thinking of getting busy on some now for grandchildren since I have 4 of them.
Oh my goodness.
I would have lost track of the kids and the grandkids too at this point.
At that point. Man, Debbie, thank you so much for just sharing your light with us. It's amazing. We want to wish you and your father, Pat Boone, and the entire Boone family a wonderful Thanksgiving and a Merry Christmas. Hey guys, and the show is Debby Boone's White Christmas on stage at the Palladium on Saturday. You're not going to want to miss this, December 4th.
It's gonna be good.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be so good. You're going to feel it all up in your bones and all the good stuff, right? Tickets at thecenterpresents.org, just like how we like it. Debbie, thank you so much.
Debbie Boone.
Thank you. Mwah.